Ran. Stop. Why are they running?
Every child, every day.
Claire, why are they running?
So they can fly the kite.
It means that every single day that this organization exists, that we are here to serve every single child.
Every single child in the Minneapolis School District totals more than 30,000. But for Bernadeia Johnson, it's still one child at a time.
Go back, what does that sound make? If you don't do that, you can lose sight of what the work is.
She's known what that work is since growing up in Selma, Alabama, the daughter of a teacher.
If you grew up in the South and you grew up in a segregated South, you understood the importance of an education. You understood the sacrifices that your community made to make sure that you had an educated experience, because that was the only way to be able to come back and support your family and communities.
Those values drove the civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s.
We were not allowed to ride the bus because my dad said, you don't sit in the back. You sit wherever you like.
Hallie Hendrieth Smith, Johnson's grandmother, also grew up in Selma and preceded Bernadeia as a teacher and principal in Minneapolis Public Schools.
We didn't do a lot of talking. We were into education. We were into church. We were into all of the things that were educational, so I didn't have to tell her anything.
She's been the matriarch of the family for years, and for her, she only expects excellence.
Trying to see who I know. It's fifth grade, right?
It's our responsibility as adults to set the expectations. When you come to school, you have to come to school prepared, ready to learn, and ready to engage. I just can't accept anything less. I just can't.
Oh, hey! How you doing?
She had those expectations for herself, changing careers in midlife, and joining a new program at St. Thomas to find teachers from communities of color.
So I went through the Q program, and it was challenging. It was very challenging. We had to quit our jobs. I think we made $8,000 a year. I was in a classroom by myself. I had to get my kids to 2 different daycares. It was hard work. And yet, there was this belief that the hard work was worth it and that there was the support there.
Grab that woman. This is the kind of person we need, who brings a personal passion for public education and for all kids, not just some kids, but for all kids.
With her master's degree from St. Thomas, Johnson moved quickly up the ladder. Teacher, assistant principal, then principal of the very school her grandmother led decades before. And on July 1st, 2010,
I'm going to give you the superintendent's corner of excellence.
Superintendent of Minneapolis Public Schools.
Because who better? Who better? And we just knew that she had all the right pieces to make this happen. She had the background, she's got the experience, she's got the connections, she's got the collaborative skills that bring people together.
It's like you have a feel for what's going on in the buildings, in the classrooms, and so you can take that prior knowledge and it impacts what you're doing today. And she does that well.
There's been days when I've had to make some very tough votes around North High and some of the other things that I've had to do. I jump in a car and I will go to the closest school and visit a kindergarten classroom because they love you unconditionally.
Bernadeia thinks carefully and thinks before she acts. She acts wisely. She absolutely then works with others, and it's always for the common good. And for the common good, I would like to say here, as I think she would absolutely agree, public education is a must for our survival.
Hey, what's another word for looking hard? I'm going home. I don't need to be here today.
Every child, every day is Bernadeia Johnson's mantra, and her guiding light is educator-philosopher John Dewey.
What the best and wisest parent want for his or her child, that must be what the community wants for all its children. Anything else is less than ideal and destroys democracy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 Distinguished Alumna, Bernadeia Johnson.